Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So I have a kind of unusual video today. Behind me I have an alarm panel box. You don't find them a lot on scrap day. Luckily I was given this box from the gentleman at the municipality electronic drop-off facility. A big shout out to them. All crew members that work for the municipalities doing road work. We don't tend to think of them a lot until the winter when we pray for those snow plows. So thank you guys for this. My brother, who is an electrician, I didn't really know what this thing was. I sent him a picture and he said this is an older model. And the reason I want to show this is, in my opinion, not only is it interesting, but there is a lot of goodies inside. This whole box is metal framed. It is 100% scrappable material. And when I look inside, if I open this thing up, you can see the door here. There is a lot of gold in here. There is some brass. There is some aluminum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart, show you where the goodies are, show you how interesting this is, and you know, if you do get a chance of finding one of these, then you're in good luck. So here we go. The first thing I do need to look at, though, is the capacitor. Capacitors are very dangerous. You find them on, or could be very dangerous. Microwaves have them. And before I actually tackle this thing, I do have to make sure that I minimize the storage in here, because if I handle this thing and there's still a charge, I could get seriously injured. So the first thing, anytime you deal with capacitors, you do have to end the charge. And all I do actually is I take a pair of pliers, make sure they have a rubberized handle. And I have already done this, but what you do is you just touch both connectors with the pliers. Some people will put rubber gloves on to help. I don't think it's necessary, but now that I have touched both, there is no longer a charge in there, so it is safe to handle. But that is, as I said, any type of capacitor. I have seen people actually, the outside of that is aluminum. I've seen people take the capacitor, open it up, take the junk out of it inside, and put the outer casing into clean aluminum. I don't like to do that because there is actually oil inside of that and it gets very messy. So I can bring it to the scrapyard as a capacitor. It's not worth much, but it's definitely better than nothing, and it's better than going into the landfill. Okay. As you can see, there's a bunch of wires, and I do want to very quickly just cut this so I can bring it up to the camera. What I love about this thing is, I'm going to bring it up to the front, there is a lot of cool items on here. And here, I'm going to take it up the front. All of these prongs, as you can see inside, the nice thing, you got the light going on, there is all gold inside of that. And at first I wasn't sure what these handle things were, but it turns out they are, here's a better one, for these type of cards. Okay, these cards will slide inside of here. And not only is there going to be a lot of nice gold, as you can see in there, but if I take this one up to the camera, the fingers, or the edge here, is also gold plated. Okay, so these are all little circuit boards that go inside. This one has a couple little things, some MLCCs, but as I said, just gold on their foil. And you will see circuit boards these days that have the gold on them. TVs do, your computer towers do. This one has a really nice relay box. Okay, I have, and I'm just going to take these out actually first. And as my brother said, they are older. These are older style relay boxes, the clear box. There is going to be silver contacts in here. And I do love talking about silver contacts. If you don't know what a silver contact is, these are more your modern ones. Okay, and as you can see on that prong there, that little silver dot, that is silver. So there is going to be some silver in these and also a small spool of copper. Okay, but some really cool looking circuit boards. This one also has the gold plated as well. Okay, and I've got, let's see how many I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, 7 cards in here. This one doesn't seem to have gold. This one actually, I think that might be silver. I'm not sure yet, but I imagine it is if, you know, there is silver ones as well. Another gold one. So I have, it's just like plain cards I have here. All right, pick a card. I have 4, 5, and this one actually interesting. You could see this one looks like it's been kind of burnt out. Obviously not a lot of gold on there, but a little bit, which is cool. And I have seen people, I have not done it myself yet, but I have seen people take circuit boards, put a high concentration of vinegar, and it will dissolve the gold foil off there. It's something I plan on doing as well in the upcoming future, getting a crucible and melting this stuff into ingots. But right now I'm just storing it up. So I have 5, 6 cards with gold, 1 with silver. I have a really nice aluminum heat sink here. And this aluminum heat sink, I'll take it up with the camera. Once I cut all this wire, has a small little box. You will still see these little boxes. There is a little bit of silver in that as well. But this aluminum heat sink, once I take it out of the screws, this will count as extrusion. And extrusion right now is about 70 cents a pound Canadian. So this aluminum, even though it looks like a little piece, it does add up. I actually just did a video on aluminum heat sinks and how heavy they could be and how much they are worth taking off of circuit boards and putting into your extrusion, especially given the price. You're gonna get a lot more for extrusion than if I was to take aluminum heat sinks in on circuit boards. So there is a little bit of aluminum. The rest of this panel is steel. If I put a magnet to it, it sticks, which is nice. So this is gonna go into my, and it is thick, but this will probably go into my tin and shred. Tin and shred currently is going for $259 Canadian, so it's about 10 cents a pound. So this right here weighs about 3 pounds. This entire box weighs probably about 35 to 40 pounds, which is great. And the nice thing about this is this panel as well, there are some screws that hold it in, but the silver or metallic looking prongs are all brass. And I actually just took one out just to show. I think I put it away. Yeah, but the screws inside are steel. I always put those in my bucket, but there is a little bit of brass, and if I actually just take it, I'm just gonna rip one open, put safety glasses on. So I'm actually just gonna, to speed it up, I'll use a hammer just to show you. Okay, so that box down here, right here, that is going to be brass. That the screw is not, so you do want to make sure you separate them. But if I take a file, it's amazing how big this box is, and I scratch that, you can see there is a little bit of gold coming off that. So this is just nickel plated, but these have brass all the way down, the prongs, which is going to be great. Brass right now is going for $2.89 Canadian. There's definitely not a pound there, but it is going to add up, and I'm going to make more separating that. I like to put that in with my brass prongs, which is great. Another thing that I want to talk about is the wiring. I have a lot of wiring coming up. And wiring, the nice thing about this wiring is this wiring, if I pull it up to the camera, you can see inside of that. This is going for 60% copper recovery. Currently right now, this is $2 Canadian a pound, which is great. I have a lot of wire in here. And what I do with this wire is I will put this into a bag. And when we talk about this stuff, I could actually, this is thick enough, if you have a wire stripper, you could actually take this coating off and put this into number 1 copper. Number 1 copper right now is going for $4.95 a pound. This is pretty heavy actually, considering, and it's nice and thick. So this stuff could probably, if you have a stripper, be stripped. If not, as I said, it could go into 60% copper recovery. And at a scrapyard, there are 2 different types of wire. We have 60% copper recovery and 40%. So this is just an outlet plug from a different appliance. And the difference between these is, if I took this to the camera, this is 1 coating of plastic. This one, however, you can see there are 3 individual strands that have copper inside. As well, there is an outer coating as well. Because of the outer coating and the inner coating, that's 2 layers, there is more plastic and less copper recovery. So this is 40% copper recovery. It's still a great price. Currently, it is $1.29 Canadian a pound, which is awesome. So that's any type of appliance wire that has double coating. You do want to check. Some of them, if you cut them open, they might just have 2 strands inside of 1 coating, like a lamp. Those would be 60%. Okay, so great find here. And as you can see, there is a lot of wire going down the arms, down the buttons. So I definitely want to cut all of that out. Okay, but that's a great find as well. Inside the panel, if I can turn this to you, there is a little bit of metal, and these aren't really buttons. I think what they will do is they will light up. I'm not too sure, but there are little tiny cords that go to them with a little bit of brass on them. I think for the sake, I will cut the wire off, but I probably am going to leave the box intact because there isn't really too much stuff in there. But the wire, as I said, nice thing about this wire, this is all 60% and it goes all the way down the arm, you can see. Short video, but like I said, I did want to show this because I thought this was pretty cool. Looking at it, I don't find these often. I was very grateful and thankful from the guys at the municipality for giving me these, but as you can see, look at all the gold in there. You can see it's glistening, those prongs there, so I am going to have to unscrew this, and I can sell this as is. There are places if I want to, this is plastic, but you could, if in the States there is boardsource.com, or if you are into trying to refine your own gold, that is something I am looking into doing for this. So I'm excited about that, but really amazed at how much gold is actually inside of here. And as I said, you can see I have 1 panel that has a whole bunch of spots. This one has a couple as well. And the nice thing about this whole panel box is I've been able to divert it from the landfill. It's 100% scrappable. So again, really great steel, brass, copper, gold. Thank you again to the guys down at the municipality. Appreciate all your hard work. I appreciate getting this. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Tin Man out.